the member for Albert was being a bit disingenuous, because when you look at the history of medical supplies budget, it has always been around that range. The way the budget, the way the tender cycle is, and that's one of the reasons why I mentioned from the very last year, or late last year, that we worked on making the change in the cycle, because you will find that the tender cycle goes within 2 fiscal periods. And so you have to budget within the fiscal space, and at the same time, there will always be need. Let us not shy away from that. There will always be need for us to go back to the House for additional funding. And I made that absolutely clear to Cabinet, to the Ministry of Finance, that we will have to come back. Some of these monies that are approved are also to cover some of the previous outstanding debts that were there in terms of medical supplies. We are trying to fix that system. We are trying to make sure that within, and this is the reason why we have the tender cycle taking place right now. In fact, the review is now being done. Bids have been submitted. Review is now being done over the Easter. Right after the Easter, we should have those finalized. The hope is that we can get our final review done before the end of April, so that it could go to the Ministry of Finance, to the Contractor General for an approval, and then we sign contracts no later than, I had hoped that we would have been able to sign contracts from the end of March, but that was not possible. But we want to ensure that at least the latest mid-May, we can sign contracts, so that when the tender cycle finishes in June, those suppliers are already bringing in their items for the new tender. And so and then we go back in October and do again the reforecasting, so that we can then put it for the end of December period that we really wanted it to be. Because we want to ensure that when we present the budget, it is based on exact needs of our health system. And remember now, we provide for KHMH, we provide for all regional bodies. And so there will always be need for us to go back. So she may have a point, and I agree that the funding that is stated in the budget may seem to be a limited amount, but it is the way the process works, and we are working into ensuring that that we can look at the very much needs that we have as a ministry in terms of medical supplies and pharmaceuticals, and as I said, they are more likely within the year, we will have to go back for further funding to be able to support the rest of the fiscal year.